Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera. We are on air. We've got both fender skirts made and applied to the car. This one here, I've got it applied. I got all the tape taken off. Jolene wants to show you what it looks like. It looks fantastic. The tape yesterday was kind of taking my vision away from everything, and it's really looking good. But the present moment, what we're going to do today is we're going to fill this one out. What I'm going to say is I'm going to fill it out with what I have. Not saying it's going to be right. Not saying it's going to be wrong, but I have got no body filler. I would like to start with the body filler around the edge and go all the way around and just put a skim coat on there before I got some 2-part putty. Remember when I fixed the door, I just put some fiberglass on, put the putty over top of it and paint it. That's basically all I'm going to do with the fender skirts. There's no reason to go any further. There's no reason to go any further, to spend a bunch of money for something that I'm not, what can I say? I'm just trying to make it fit the application of what I have. So the application, what I have is I have paint that's going bad on a 34 Ford. I made some fender skirts for it. I'm going to paint them up so they look presentable for the car. In my opinion, the fender skirts look awesome. There's been a lot of conversation about how disgusting the fender skirts are and it looks terrible and all that sort of stuff. Well, remember this. When you buy a new house, don't go and change them cupboard doors. Don't go and paint that bathroom. Don't go and paint that door. You're being very foolish to say, oh, the fender skirts are terrible. Well, you know what? I can take the fender skirt off and it's the exact same car it was when we bought it. The exact same car, except it's got 4 holes in it, and Jolene fixed that for me this morning. She went and bought me 4 little carriage bolts. We can paint them in and put them in the back fender just like that. We can put them in here once the fender skirt comes off. So in other words, you're all upset because I've made something that fits the car that I can take off in seconds. All right. And also, as you're on the computer and you're scrolling, you're looking at all these hot rods and all these 34 Fords, you're loving them. But you didn't see them buy a car like this, pull the fenders off it, pull the front fenders off, pull the hood out of it, put a different engine in it, put a different rear end in it, put the wheels on it, put the headers on it. You didn't see that, but yet you'll press a like for it. It's almost like eating a sausage and not liking how it's made. It's like kind of foolish, really. But stick with me, and we'll build a set of fender skirts for a 34 Ford. If I do not like them, I can sell them. And if I do like them, I can put them on the car. If I do not like them, I can take them off the car, basically. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of fiberglass around the edge of these fender skirts here. And then, I got some putty here. I usually don't use the putty, but I used it on the door because it took away all the pinholes. And basically, I'm just going to go around that fender skirt and do the exact same thing. What I say, I know it does not matter, but if you take the time and use your brain, you would say, yeah, he could take them fender skirts off anytime he wanted to. Basically, let's do this. First thing. I'm all mixed up here because I'm talking about something that is very weird to me. All right, I'm going to scratch this fender skirt up a little bit better. You can see around the edges, I got some dents going on there. I was hammering that. Me and Jolene were hammering around the edges there on the post over there to make it fit better. For me to try to play and dolly and try to play and dolly and try to play and dolly to get that much fill out of it for a day is foolish. It's absolutely foolish. And the reason I'm going to say that is because time is worth more than money. Time is worth more than money. So if I spent 2 days taking the little tiny dents out and putting that purple stuff on it and blocking it and filing it, time is worth more than money. Hope that means something. And the reason I know that is because if you were in the hospital, you would want more time than money. What I'm going to do this present moment, I got a 40 grit on that, and I'm going to scratch the fender skirt so everything that I put on it sticks. What I did here is to make it look good and prep the metal for primer or something like that. But if I'm going to filler it, I really want to get in there and scratch it up so the filler holds. Don't be fooled by the shiny metal. Everybody sends their car to the body shop when they're ready to paint. And the body shop knows what's going on. The past is cool, but the future is where it's at. Think about that. Also, go to the internet. This is where I'm at in life. 1934 Ford. How many 1934 Fords have you seen turned into a custom? And what I mean by that, custom is the fender skirts on the back, tail dragging a little bit, maybe a Carson top with a roof, looking real low and real cool and slick. How many of them you've seen compared to hot rods? Hot rods are every day of the week. What I am building is maybe one of a few. I'm basically saying there's nothing in the center that I'm going to deal with, so I'm just going to leave that be. That's going to be primer work, no doubt in my mind. And those who beat to their own drum, you must know, shape the world. Huh? Those who beat to their own drum shape the world. Now, I got that's all scratched up. That's exactly what Jolene does to her fingernails before she glues her plastic fingernails. She scratches that all up to make sure things stick. I have got no body fill. Jolene said, do you want me to send for some? And I said, no, because I can do with what I got. And what I got is some fiberglass here. I'm going to do a little bit more. Got some fiberglass here. I'm going to mix it up and go all the way around the edge of the fender skirt to make sure that I've got nothing that's dented up. Told Jolene this morning, I'm watching these, I'm on this new kick. I'm watching Reels, is it? Mm-hmm. And it shows people have a dent in a car or a bottom of the door or whatever, and they paint it purple, and then they block it with a piece of sandpaper, and they try to get all the dents out of it. It's all in fast motion, mind you, because it would take a long time. Then they're picking at it and they're filing on it and they're welding things to it and they're pulling on it and then they're filing it. That would absolutely destroy a piece of metal or door skin after you were done. There would be nothing basically left to it when you're done. When you're using a metal file and you're picking it and you're welding on it and you're pulling on it, when you grind it all off, you would absolutely have almost nothing left. To me, you may as well cut it off and put a new piece in. To spend 2 days trying to fix the bottom of a door so you wouldn't have that in it. In the end, it's going to have it on it anyways. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. That fender skirt over there, that fender skirt right there has got a little tiny dent in it. You think I'm going to spend 4 or 5 hours painting that purple and blocking that and trying to file that and trying to get that out when I can just rub it over top of that when the car is going to be covered in it anyways? Have to think about that sometimes. Have to think about that. In the end, is it any better? Not in my opinion, it's not. If anything ever happened, that door's ruined. Someone has scrubbed it to death. This is not how I generally do this. I would use body filler, but have not got none. And I'm not buying none because I don't need it. I can do it this way. I bought some 2-part putty and I can do it that way. What I've done is I put some resin in it from fiberglass mat. I put it into the fiberglass to thin it out a little bit so I can get a nice thin coat all the way around. This stuff here, put it on, then smooth it out. Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense to me. I wouldn't lie to you. Just want to get all the edges. The reason I want to get all the edges is because we have hammered them all with a hammer, and they're all vulnerable. And what I mean by they're all vulnerable is they probably all have a little spot where they need a little bit of help. Ooh, ah, did you see that? Ooh, ah. Let's do that again. I have a nice pair of new squeegees here. Right there, there's the name of them right there. They were given to me. I'm going to open up and try one. Some soft. Not as soft as you though, Jolene. Not as soft as you. So basically it's going around the edge, trying to get some fillers in the spots that need it. That squeegee's shaking, it's nervous. Absolutely gorgeous you are, Jolene. And what I'm going to do, come up here on the edges, there's a lot of pinholes on the welded edges. They need to be gotten. I'm going to go around and get them. Don't care about the bottom. Rock chips will take care of those. If you know what I'm trying to tell you, rock chips, they take care of those. Get as many as I can. Yes, don't go in and fix your house up or change anything. That'd be terrible. Harden up on me, it is. Get away from it. The rest is putty, I guess. Can you put your fiberglass on that smooth? Can you put your fiberglass on that smooth? Beautiful. It's like a silicone squeegee, I guess they are. So what I'm going to do is I'll just let that heal. And what I mean by heal is dry. This fiberglass is very porous, and what I mean by porous, there seems to be a lot of holes or pinholes, excuse me, when you're done. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take and pull this one off. We'll do this one. No bolts needed. Come off nice. This comes off hard, but what fender skirt doesn't. I have got a bunch of tape on there and scratched it up a little bit, but hey, when you're making a fender skirt, you got to do what you got to do. I want to take a look at this for a second. Let's knock it off here a little bit. Just want to take the spots off the back of the spot weld, just looking at it, see if it's good. It seems to be fantastic. Nothing wrong with that at all. I take a hard disc and run around it. Let's knock off the bumps. Hard disc is wear. up here. I'll break down there in a second, sweetheart. Just going to knock the spot welds off the piece that I put on the back to hold the fender skirt on. And that's basically it. Thanks for coming back, everybody. Didn't bend that, did I? Want no sharp edges? I must say the fender skirts fit tight and right. They fit really good all the way around. It took a little bit of banging, but we got them. They look good. Let's set this over here for a second. You never guess how we straightened them out on the round rod. We just took them over to the table. Wherever I wanted to hit it, Jolene held it and I just hit it. It's pretty basic, pretty easy. Let's do this now. Now I got the DA. Where did I put the DA at? Scratch this one up exactly like the other one. And you must ask yourself, if you had to have a pair of fender skirts made for your 34 Ford, how much would they cost you and how long would it take them? Or can they even make them? I'm not looking to offend anybody. I just want people to realize the truth. I'm not looking to offend anybody. I know the truth offends people because they write it down all the time that when I'm doing stuff, it offends them that I'm able to make a set of fender skirts and within a day, obviously. That's why they're being so sort of hateful. But the truth to me is what matters. And the truth is basically up here when I come to think about anything, because if I don't know the truth, then why even bother? And everybody that knocks me thinks they're better than me. Make a pair of fender skirts. See if you can do it in a day. Make a pair. See if you can do it. And if you can, congratulations. Let's wipe that off. What I'm thinking is that's good enough. The center is absolutely perfect in this. It's around the edges where I got banging on it with a hammer or something. And around the edges is good. It's just, it does need a little bit of filler. It needs a little bit of help. How dare you go in that new house and change your cupboards and change your curtains and change the colors of the wall? How dare you? You would never do something like that. Go into a house and change something. Terrible. Huh? Don't change the shingles on the house. They were with the house when it was born. Don't change the shingles. Get a grip. Make a pair of fender skirts that you can take off and on. Haven't done nothing to the car other than accessorize it. Funny. But you'll go on the internet and like a 34 Ford that's got the fenders ripped off, the hood ripped off it, jacked up in the air, the big engine's never belonged in it, and you'll throw a like on it. Blow my mind. And the people that watch because they're being entertained, and I thank you. Because this is all it is. You take what you like and you throw away the rest. There's nothing here that's not been done before, or I'm not showing any big secrets other than telling the truth. With everything, how long it takes, how I'm doing it, what sandpaper I'm using. Don't be upset if you can't keep up. Don't be upset. Be inspired. I want to be like that guy. I want to be as quick as him. I want to be as good as him. That's basically how I take it. That's the way I look at everything. This car has sat for 26 years. You would think me showing a little bit of love would be great. Wouldn't you? Huh? You'd think it would be great. Fantastic. Throw it on, and then we'll spread it out. This does not all have to stay, but I do need the material to get fixed what I want to fix. If you know what I need the material. The material needs to be on the car so you can fix it. And if you don't put more material on than you need, and then you're wasting time. If you're not putting on more material than you need. I'm going to say that one more time. If you're not putting on more material than you need, you're wasting time. Time is worth more than money, and you're wasting time if you're not putting on more material than you need. And the reason being is you need it to get the job done. Why would you wait and keep putting more on after? Why would you not just put more on and be done with it? You know you need it, put it on there. Go around the edges. Fast as I can, fast as I can, fast as I can, like I always do. Excuse me, smear. You cannot say you're better than I am if you take 4 days to make fender skirts. You cannot say you're better than I am. You cannot say you're better than if you took 2 days to make a set of fender skirts. And the reason being is I did it in a day. Now I'm filling them. I'm going to do that less in a day. If that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Ninety 90% of the people that give me flack has never made a set of fender skirts in their life. And that's the truth. And wouldn't know where to start. And that's the truth. You know what? People don't like the truth. I don't care. That's what I'm all about, is the truth. You ask me anything, I'll tell you the truth. Don't hurt my feelings none. I kind of enjoy it, to be honest with you. No, I love it. Not as much as you, Jolene, but I love it. Yeah, we got some stuff on there. Filling pinholes on the edge, that's all. I can't fill them if I don't have the material. Beautiful. All right, let's wipe this off. Fiberglass mixed with resin and then the hardener. The resin is to thin the fiberglass out so I can make it smooth because I have no body filler. I'm doing it because I have no body filler, and I'm the kind of guy that does it with whatever I got to make it work. All right, let's do this. Dunzo. That's Dunzo. Let's get this fender skirt and place the other fender skirt. Pizza anybody? Pizza anybody? Pizza? Pizza anybody? Pizza? Oh, I lift that up or not? Yo, pizza go. Pizza, 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 pizzeria. Now, I don't feel like that's healed enough, but that's some smooth. And what I mean by healed enough, if I start trying to scrape it off, then I'll end up pulling the fiberglass off the metal. You should really take the time to let it heal before you start going at that. I'm going to take the heat gun and take off the sandpaper of the sander that I have over there. I suggest if you are changing your sandpapers on your sander and you don't want the glue sticking on your sander, grab the heat gun and do this. Same process is going to happen on the door. Same process is going to happen on the fender skirt is happened on the door. I just fiberglassed it. I buzzed it off with a 40 grit. And then I hit it with the 2-part putty that I generally never buy, just because I want to get the pinholes out of the glass. And then I will probably just spray bomb it with a lacquer spray bomb, and then I'm going to paint it. And the reason being is the application of the fender skirt to what I'm putting on the car. The car is old paint, it's scratched, it's cracked, it's coming off the trunk lid. We fixed a couple places. Basically wanting this to match what's going on, I guess. And, you know, I can play it, so I put, you know, epoxy and primer and block it. But why should I? When I can get the job done doing it the way I'm doing it. Why should I go through all them processes? I don't have to. I don't have to get the job done. And I can be just as happy with the process that I'm doing right now as if I would if I spent, you know, a couple more $100, $300 or $400 more on them. Ask yourself, how much would it cost to get a set of fender skirts made for your 34 Ford? Go to a body shop and ask them how long it would take. And if you're, you know, a customizer yourself, can you do it? Just going to go and feather it off, take the top of it off, and then I'm going to 2-part it. understand for the people that are watching, I did not use anything other than a grinder, a welder, and rolled the piece of metal to make that fender skirt. There's no special tools that you need to do what I'm doing. Nothing. Nothing. All you need is the will and the want. And those who get inspired, inspire me. That's how it works. You see that? See the edge right here? I'm trying to get that. You can see the sandpaper hitting here, but you can see that edge there. I got to get that feather down. Like there's too much product there, but I want to put something on before I put the 2-part putty on. That's basically it. See where it's ripping off here? That's where it's starting to feather off. And just add it a little quick, that's all, right? That's okay. The reason being is, I'm trying to do it quick. That's how thick it is. I'm hitting the edge, I'm hitting everywhere, just trying to feather it off to take. Beautiful. You are, John. Beautiful. Go over there. Alrighty. Let's do this. All the edges. Trying to get the pinholes along the edges of the weld, that's all. And the nice part about, I say the nice part, yeah, it is the nice part. Nice part about these fender skirts is they're like this. So when I fill them out and feather everything off, everything's going to be excellent. You're not going to see a damn thing because it's like this. I get a kick out of the new linear blocks. That's what I'm getting a kick out of. And the reason I'm getting a kick out of it is because the car is not straight because of the block. It's straight because you filled it from head to toe. That's why it's straight. Not because of the block you're using. It's filled from head to toe. And everything is at the highest that it can be on the ocean floor. So there's no ocean floor showing on any of their cars. And the reason I'm going to say it is because they're covered from head to toe. It's not the linear block. It's how much filler they're putting on to make it look right. You could use a piece of 1/4 inch plastic and do the exact same thing as a linear block. Exact same thing. Some of the stuff that you see, to me, is foolish. Yeah, foolish. What I say, foolish. You can say, oh, your cars are a lot straighter than mine. Yeah, sure they are. You filled them from head to toe and took 2 years to do it. Right on. My car looks better than yours. Oh, you took 4 years. Oh, I took 3 months. That's the difference. Let's do this. Get this out of here. Da, 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 da. What do I want to take that out with? I'm not scared. If that makes any sense. People talking about taking cars to SEMA, you know, taking 2, 3, 4, how many years to build them? I built a car in 35 days and they took it to SEMA. And it looked damn just as good as anybody else's. You can say it didn't or say it was. It did to me. It looked just as good as anybody else's. Actually, we've taken 2 cars to SEMA. One took 6 months and one took 35 days. A lot of people that criticized me couldn't hold up my boots. I'd say something else, but you probably wouldn't appreciate that. Couldn't. You know how I know this? Because I can prove it with actions. That's how I know it. I prove it. I can prove it. I can prove it. Just trying to get it on there. We'll get it spread out. Just trying to do for pinholes, basically. That squeegee is a bit soft, but you know what? It's only soft. I love the way this stuff spreads. I don't use it much, but I wanted to get it some just so I could probably try to get that job done quicker on the car with the door, not getting pinholes. But this stuff is amazingly nice to spread. It's really nice. Yeah. Yeah, you want a nice straight car, fill your car from head to toe, make everything high, you got her. If you want to buy a block because you think it's going to make you better, okay, you go right ahead. Take this, get some more going. Not quite satisfied with how soft that is for putting that on there, but it is what it is. Just go around, rub the edges, maybe get a few pinholes. Look, the car's the same again. What? Baby? I'll save some for the other skirt. Then I'll be done. Then there'll be like $100 gone, in that little can. It's like, whoa. But anyways, it's good stuff. Spread's nice. You'll never guess. I'm gonna sand them fender skirts with a DA. I'm gonna sand them with a DA, and I'm gonna paint them with no primer, no blocking, nothing, and you will not see a ripple in them. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I'm gonna use a linear DA. That doesn't stand for district attorney neither. Let's do this one. And I'll keep going with that. It's a bit soft. It's a bit soft. I put harder than that, didn't I? Sure I did. Didn't I?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Hope I did. No, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah, you won't see a spot in these bad boys. They'll be mint. Not peppermint, mint. And I am not here for the person that wants to build a $300,000 car. I'm here for the guy that wants to play with the guy that wants to build a $300,000 car, and you pull up with something that's creative and that's over the top. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. Creativity. And getting it done as quick as possible. Now, I'm not sure if I'm happy with that, if I didn't put enough hardener in that or what, but I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna buzz that off, and it's gonna be awesome. Get that on there. Alrighty, let's get this washed off. I'm gonna go help a friend and work on his 55 Merc. 55 or 56? It's 55, isn't it?
I can't remember.
Not sure what. 55 or 56, same body style. I'm gonna go help a friend work on his car. And he said you might not like it because it's something I wanna, put all the original floors and all that stuff back into and that sort of stuff because you generally make stuff. So Jolene sent him a picture or an album of a car that I restored. And he said, oh, it's okay, you're good. And basically, before I started doing customizing cars, that's what I did. Restore cars, that's basically where the work was, to restore a car, not to build something like this. To restore a car, you buy the pieces and you apply everything back where it was. When you build a car and you customize a car, that means you have to be creative and be able to make the pieces that you're willing to make or wanting to make. And I'm able to do it with nothing other than a grinder, if you have not noticed in the last 4 years. We have not missed a day of work in that many years. Like, it's just, having no respect for me is like having no respect for your mother. I thank the people that do, because they like honesty. A lot of good people on the page. A lot of jealousy too. I live in a small town here, probably maybe a couple thousand people. I know what jealousy is all about. Root of evil. 5-glass is a lot harder than the filler, so it's taking a lot longer to sand it off and get it feathered down. But that's a good thing with the fender skirt. They have a little bit of glass up around the top. It's all been welded along the top. It's got the piece put in here. So basically, I see nothing wrong with it. I want a new piece of paper is what I want. Let's do it. Piece of paper. So when you see these super duper cars that are straight, if you went down any panel and went whoosh, out would come body fill, 2-part putty, lots of primer, everything would come out. So like to be, acting like one block is better than the other, whatever. Foolish. Tell them how you really do it. You cover the whole car with body filler, and anything that is high, you generally try to bury it because you want everything as a flood, basically. That's how it's getting done. Not by that linear block, that's not doing it. It's covering the whole car from belly button to asshole to get it done. When you come to door gaps and stuff like that, they are filling that stuff to make that fit right. And for to say that the block will make it straight for you, misconception. Grab a piece of 1/4-inch plastic, cut it 6 feet long. I don't give a shit. Same thing. How many coats of filler do you get on it before you have to use the linear block? Like how much filler do you put on before you do that? Should basically explain it all before you start saying that this is the best block you can do. Show us how you do it. Show us how much filler you're putting on and where the metal is and how you're making it. If the metal is showing, are you tapping it in and putting more fill on? Show us how you're doing it. That's how I want to see it. It doesn't matter what block you have. I can do it with a DA. Got her just in time. Come on. I must repeat, this is generally not what I do with the fiberglass. This is what I have. I'm making it work. Not buying any body fill today. I don't need it. I'll survive without it. Hard stop. Just want to feather it all down, that's all. I could have used $100 worth of putty. That's not the way I want to do it. Only got a part can there, so that's what I'm going to use, a part can. I'll get it feathered off. Come see this, I'm sanding this, empty spot here of shininess, and then you got a ridge. So that's basically what I'm trying to get down, trying to get that feathered off. And basically what I'm doing is every time I do it, I'm hitting the metal, so you know how much is on there, or I do, barely. Starting to get feathered off now. You can see that how that's feathering off there, starting to feather off a little bit. Not got that straight edge going on there. Love it. Love it. Let's do this. Let's blow it off. Air gun. See the air gun? There. And if there's any edges, there's a little one there. That's where that air is right there. Look. Set it on the floor so we don't drop it. of mine passed a while back, and I didn't realize it. He was over and, you know, was talking to me a little bit, and, you know, his name was Marty Dodge. He was a body man. I knew him for quite a long time. He worked at Napa and delivered stuff here. I just want to say rest in peace, Marty. Didn't know that was, yeah, rest in peace. Just want to give a shout out because he was a good person. Basically, we just want to get that rounded off there, get some of the pinholes at the top of the weld. Let's do this. Back again. That putty dried. Did I put harder than that? Ooh, I did. Good. Good putty. Put harder than I did. We'll get some going here. What we can. And then we'll probably have to make another batch here in a minute. Like that. Yeah. Don't like it when I get those little pieces in there, but it is what it is. Put it on thinner this time because I put it on I thought I put it on a little thick last time. The squeegee was a little bit, what can I say, really soft, and it's hard to press it out. That's what I wanted, to press it out more. Because basically my shape is already gotten. I just need pinholes and scratches filled. The shape is there. Alrighty. Let's get this little bit on. Just want to cover pinholes and scratches. There's that thing I was talking about. That thing. And whatever way you pull this stuff is the way that your filler is going to be pulled. Didn't know I was a good skater, did you? Huh? I liked to play hockey when I was younger. It's fun, fun, fun. All right, let's get some more. Get that on there. Rag. Just trying to get the edges. I might even have to go back around and touch the edges after to make sure all the pinholes are gotten. It's a hard place to get on the edges that run around there and put filler on. But we'll do that. Let's do this. Get my old stick out. what do you call that? A little bit barbaric, but what's the difference? What's the difference? You know? What's the difference? I know what the difference is. I get it done quicker. That's the difference. And that's the difference. That's maybe why it was blue, or maybe I used the other hardener maybe. I actually like the darker hardener because you can see the color go through it. Bum, 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 bum. Rough spot there. We don't want that rough spot no more. I want it smooth. Just want to get up there where I feathered it off. All right, I scrape that off. Already. Put this over there. I'm going to get a DA. I'm going to put an 80 on it first, and then I'm going to do a 220 on it. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. Like I always do. Show you exactly what I'm doing. A lot of people won't. .80 grit. This is a 2-part putty. I don't need anything stronger than an 80. Just going to run it off so it's smooth, flat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm really going to make it work with the 220. And then I'm just going to hit it with a spray broom and I'm going to paint it. You're either going to love me or hate it, basically. And here's what we got. Got just 2-part putty on top of what I've started. Let's do it. As I'm sanding this, see how I'm holding the DA flat? I'm not doing this. I'm trying to get things. I'm holding it flat just like I would a block. If you're sanding your material with a dull piece of sandpaper, it's a mistake. And the reason it's a mistake because the straightest thing the way you can get it the straightest is with a sharp piece of paper. That's the sharpest, that's the easiest way to get something straight with a sharp piece of paper. With a fine piece of paper, you are polishing it and it does not make it straight. The sharp piece of paper, that's coarse, which makes it straight. And if you haven't got it, you're wasting your time. If you're sanding something and you're not getting it straight, go back to the coarser, sharper paper, straighten it out, and then go back to something smoother. Get a sharp piece of paper. That sharp piece of paper is worth more than time. 80 grit. Now I'm going to rub over with a piece of 220. It's 220 is not to straighten it out. The 220 is to take out scratches, and that's about it, and polish it off to make it smooth. That's all the 220 is for. The 80 grit was to make it flatter. I could open that door up a little bit. Let's do that. Go on out, dust. Now I'm going to do this. I got a lacquer spray balm. I'm going to go over, I should go maybe go with a piece of hand paper for a minute, just check anything. So basically, just going to take off the edges here. Basically, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cover it with that. Actually, I'll do it tomorrow when we do the next one. I'm going to leave it just like that. I'll get the other one to sand off right there. You've seen how I've done it. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to nail it with that. It's not even primer, it's just lacquer, acrylic lacquer, I guess primer, automotive stuff. I'm just going to cover it, same as I did the car, and then I'm going to spray it. Come look at the car. Not a scratch in it. Not a scratch in it. Nowhere's. Not a scratch in it. So basically that's what I'm going to do. So you watch me. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Sand it off a little bit. I feel like I'm feathered off good all the way around. I feel like I'm feathered off really good. Looks really good. So I'm happy with it. Let's put it on. Now. That's what I'm going to do. But anyways, there's the fender skirt. We got her filled out and we got her ready to rock and roll. I'll put a little of that black lacquer spray balm on it. I'll paint it with the paint that we have. All right, everybody, have a great day. Come back tomorrow and we'll be here. We'll be doing some painting.